Welcome in. Here is the pile selection. There's also going to be a collective today, which is ruled by Mr. Obsidian here, if you so desire, but I'm going to keep him out of shot. Okay, so pile 1 is this EMF wave protector tower thing. Black tower guy. Pile 2 is this guy that I don't know what he is, but I love him. And pile 3 is this desert rose. Yum yum. Yum 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 yum. Okay. See you wherever. Wherever in this wonderful existence. Okay, let's put those to the side. I just really noted my voice doing the phone call voice. The not normal one. Kind of sounds a bit like teachery. Kind of really, really annoying. Okay. Let's light the candle. What does it represent though? I guess you can choose if you want that to be a thing. Ding, ding, ding. And get some incense going. Can you see that smoke coming off it? Woohoo, you can. Black. Black as my heart. I feel like I'd have loved that joke. Half joke, whatever that was. 5 years ago. maybe 3 years ago. It just did not land this time. Hey, we can bring Obsidian in now. Welcome in, collective. I feel like there might be an essence of trying to hide one's foibles, trying to it's not quite forget, it's like a sense of what even is this? What even is this? Okay. The old ways are no longer apparent is what I heard, but I'm looking for another word. And I think that's the reading. That's your reading. Bye bye. That's the message. The old ways no longer work here. Not around these waters. Yeah, see, I feel like I want to keep saying phrases with you, but they're not phrases that are my own. That's what I'm gonna say here. It's like maybe an old version of myself, or simply other people. Maybe other people I used to be around. Maybe you're feeling a little scattered, or a little like you're not all in one place. Maybe you're feeling like you're really connecting with past lives, past versions of yourself, whether that be in the present body that you're in and you're considering that a past life, like a previous section of who you were. Or maybe this is a different body but same soul you that we're tapping into. Let's get some cards. Let's use these. Yeah, it's kind of making me feel like perhaps you are feeling more serious than you're letting on, or than your body naturally is used to. It could be around something in particular, like you're taking something less seriously than you want to take it, and you're in the process of readjusting to the way that you actually want to maneuver through whatever you're experiencing, whether that simply be an idea of a new self, the getting to know who you are now, or more of a like situation? Something on the back of this. Black to scrape off, but I can't scrape it off. Yeah, interesting. This guy I usually would put this way up, but I really want to put it this way up, and that makes the sun more apparent, and it makes it feel like you're going from the old section. This looks a bit like a mountain to me. You're going from the lower part into the open. You're not staying in the mountain. And when I said that, I felt a bit trembly. You may almost feel like you're being shot out of somewhere, and that could be nerve-wracking. Or I say it could just be emotional, but it doesn't feel like anaconda. Anacondas could be significant. It doesn't feel like a kind of... I don't know how to describe this emotion. Let's get some tarot. This is the back of the deck. It gives a bit of that shooting energy again, which makes me feel even more of like you're shooting into another pod, and the in-between can be quite uncomfortable. You're like looking for that other pod, or looking for the way into that other pod. Maybe you know it already. There's a sense of feeling like you've come from something you really enjoyed, or that you are now looking back at with a lot of gratitude and respect. It's like you see the beauty of where you've come from, and it's not that you feel like you're really going towards something more beautiful. It's simply that you feel like there's somewhere else that aligns with you, or a new expression of self, a new version of self that feels more magnetic to you right now, or moving forwards. Okay, I'll put this back. I often during readings will keep the cards out because there's more readings to do and I can use these cards again. But I'm wanting to put it back in their case for you. And in your pile, I'm really noting that this is not a box, it's felt. It's something, it's like a coziness back in. And yeah, it's like you don't really want to stay in the open for too long. You're trying to find the thing that you can solidify into. I'm also now noting that my hair is down, and I always put my hair up for readings. Which again feels like this coziness. It's a feeling of being okay, I'm actually gonna get the tarot cards. But I will keep this out because there's a message I haven't quite got through with that. I feel like you may be settling into a version of yourself that is far more aligned with rest, far more aligned with who you naturally express yourself as than someone that you maybe felt like you had to be. And again, if this is to do with more of a situation, then it's like this situation is feeling more like it's a match to you, more like you can be yourself within the situation. I feel like the terminology I'm going to be using should be really easy to fit into whatever situation. Like if I'm talking about it's about you, but it's actually for you, you're thinking it's about a situation, it should be pretty simple to flip them. And there's a message in that. It's a feeling of that this transition, I feel like it's going to be way, or it is already, easier than you expect. Maybe it was like the first jump out was a bit shocking. But then once you're actually in the air, maybe you expected to feel like you were a bit everywhere, but instead it felt peaceful. or it felt like you could relax. Because, okay, there's a message in whenever you get to that in-between stage, that is the place where you're being asked to tap most into yourself, because that is how you then get into the next place of security. That's how you ground it, because you're not going to ground into a place of peace from a place of disorientation. That's not something to overthink, though. That's not something... Those things I said, I could see people thinking of circumstances where that's not true, but in this case, that feels like the answer. I'm kind of feeling like putting the King of Cups downright. Downright, not reverse, down. Something about grounding the emotions. And the turtles are really sticking out to me. A sense of grounding your home. Grounding yourself home. Yeah, I think it's inviting you to feel at home wherever you are right now. Just asking, like, what respect? Yeah, you may be feeling quite exhausted, or feeling like it's taken so long, or like you're still not there, like you've been trying for so long, or you want this feeling of comfort, of peace, of security, of emotional stability, and oh yeah, this is 9 of Wands and 4 of Swords, for those of you curious and that hadn't seen. Yeah, there's a sense of not being quite there yet, which is that sense of the in-between, and yet still softening into a rest wherever you are, still feeling like you are yourself wherever you are, even if you're still seeking for what that self really is. There's a message of recognizing that no matter what kind of expression you're seeking, there is already completion where you right are now. And I really do think that the energetic pathway, the energetic bridge to the sort of solidity within yourself that you're seeking is through rest. It's through dropping the fight. It's through recognizing that maybe you're not there, but actually, in a sense, you already are. You are already here. And I'm also seeing all of the hair on the 4 of Swords. It's like it's going in every direction. So you may be feeling like your soul is being called in so many different directions. Again, whether this be past lives or present life, or other people. There's so much going on for you, and it's all shifting. But I think you're being called to stand your ground in a sense of comfort, to nurture yourself, and to allow for your hair to do its thing, and allow for it to settle on its own. Yeah, it's just like how I was saying, my hair is down. Some of you may... Okay, I think that you've been trying to keep your hair up. You've been trying to stay in control somehow. And this is the call to allow yourself to put your hair down. Allow yourself to free flow more. And now I shall put the... No, I want to say again, the King of Cups isn't in reverse because it's not like a reverse. It's more of a grounding your emotions. It's more of a settling into the steadiness that you are right now. It's an internal sort of self-preservation is what I heard. An internal sort of settling. You feel like you could be in like a cave right now. Like that's where you're feeling called to be. Maybe a cocoon. But I feel like cocoon almost feels too dramatic. you could really resonate with that, but I feel like cave or like like little home under the ground. A burrow. Oh, burrow. I feel like that's what fits the most here. And I kept seeing a rabbit in this Nine of Wands below. So, a rabbit's burrow, perhaps. A rabbit's burrow. Is that like a fairy tale? Or a story? Because that sounds like a thing. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water now. You may be feeling like drinking more water too. Because I already drank so much water today. And I want to keep drinking, and it's only early. You may be finding like all this rest that you're being called into is like it's caught up with you. Like you may have been battling for a long time and needing to keep going, and maybe now you've just reached a place where you can finally rest. And it's not a sense of like I made it quite, but it's like a now I need to rest. Now I can rest, and now I require rest before what? Let's get a card for that. I'm feeling like you know, or like it's somewhat obvious, or even if you don't know exactly, there's a tingling sense. To new horizons, for some of you, it could definitely be a new partnership, or a renewed sense of partnership within a present one. Star being here, it's like towards your destiny, towards where you have been going towards this whole time. Passion, having energy, having not only the energy, like vitality, but also like a mental sort of clearness. And I kind of mean like the space to think, the space to see clearly. It is actually giving a sense of like you've been climbing up the mountain to get to the summit so that you can paint a picture of the landscape, or so you can simply gaze down at what's below. You can have a higher vantage point. But it's like you're still behind the mountain, like near the top. And so you can feel, I don't even want to phrase it that way. I'm going to say, so you can reach the top. And yeah, so it's really simple. My mind keeps wanting to find a more like complicated route, but it's simple. So that you have the energy to reach the top, you rest. Where you're going is expanded horizons, and it feels like that can manifest itself in many different ways for you. Okay, yeah, that's it for the collective reading. I'm going to move into the piles now. So, see you there if I do, and see you in the essence of love if not. I feel like my body has been doing lots of different jumbly things in your reading. I don't think it necessarily has. Maybe like a little, but not anything for me to actually note. So there could be something strong in that message for you. Or something weak. Okay, now I'll actually put my hair up. One would need a bobble for that. There we go. Welcome in, pile 1. I'm wanting to A, use like a really feminine voice for you, and B, I'm wanting to start with character cards. And do some voice healing. Voice healing. I love that expression. Usually I also want to note that I would often let myself do that more powerfully or like louder. I'm looking up and seeing the moon just about, and it's daytime, and also a bird of prey, and then seagulls came by, but that red kite bird of prey was really making itself known for you. Like really making itself known for you. I feel like you could get lots of symbolism through what you're hearing. I feel like you might be feeling called to like fine-tune your ears. These could be internal ears too. Some of you imagining a new sort of ears within your body is something that would allow you to listen in a new way, which will bring you epiphanies. Some of you are seeking something in particular too. And yeah, this is Flynn Rider, a wanted poster of him from Tangled, which goes with that message I was saying of like, there's something in particular I think you're wanting, or you're wanting to get information on, you're wanting to find or wanting to catch. This could be a playmate. That's what I'm gonna say. This could be a playmate. It also could be abilities, because in Iruma they all, which Clara here is from, they all have strong gifts, like powers. And Clara's power, she has a this little guy here. It's a pocket, and she can like bring out anything from it essentially, which is making me also think of catching, also like she's trying to catch Iruma, kind of. Okay. There could be a bit of like obsessive feeling, because wanted isn't just like, hey, I want this thing, or hey, I want this person. This is like, no, I will put up posters to find and catch this person. Okay, let's get some tarot. I'm excited for your reading. I don't know what turn it's gonna take. I also feel like for some of you, maybe there's like a switch going on, like, who am I reading for? I get that sometimes in readings, I'll try and get a reading about myself and it will end up be talking about someone else. Someone else that I know. Like, not just anyone. That would be just a reading that isn't for me. Okay, so we have 5 of Pentacles. Out in the cold feeling. Yeah, I mean, Flynn Rider is literally being hunted. Clara here, I'm gonna say, is experiencing unrequited love. 5 of Wands, conflict, and Queen of Wands. Orang! In reverse. You may not be feeling your confident self. Maybe you've recently been rejected for something that you really wanted, or maybe it's not so much like a rejection, but you simply don't have a thing that you want, and that is causing you to feel somewhat depleted, somewhat aggravated. I'm gonna get some animal cards now, but at the back of the deck we have Page of Pentacles. For those of you who are from the reading the other day. It's popped up for you already. Okay. Animal cards. I'm getting a lot from Clara, surprisingly. Yeah, it's like you're getting a lot from the back of the deck, but not what's in front of you. This could also be like you're getting... They could be like speaking behind your back, and I usually wouldn't think of stuff like that. But yeah, you could have a lot of people talking behind your back, or people in the... this could also be not you, the Queen of Wands. This could be someone else who is in a position of power, using manipulation of their energy to create undesirable circumstances for you. Or I'm not getting swords though. Strength in reverse. I think this is you. Yeah, let's get these animals. But what I was gonna say about Clara was there could be something about misfits too. She's a part of a class in school that is for, well, the misfits. So there's definitely something about... And with the wanted poster, he's being ostracized. He's being not held within society. Not held, perhaps not within society for you, but it could be that, but it could also be from someone specifically. Okay, so we have snake. I just heard the shedding of my skin. I'm so sick of something. Oh yeah, trying to find some comfort in the shedding of my skin. It's a song, Let Me Out, Mitch Will Die. It was in a reading the other day too. Okay, so we have snake, coyote. Okay, this is actually making me think, but I heard the shedding of my skin, so it's definitely to do with a transformation of sorts, but I think also this is talking about like a sneaky energy, because coyote can also talk about sneakiness of someone who isn't necessarily in their integrity. There's like a sly energy around you, it feels like. I want to know if it's gonna put... Let's put fly behind. Let's get some tarot. I want to know... What do I want to know? I want to know... what do I want to know? Do you know what you want to know? Do you feel like you have all the answers? Even though at the start I was trying to say that maybe you wanted specific answers. Do you want to know why? That's what I want to know. So there's some sort of malevolence that has felt like they were targeting you, or the presence of someone who isn't in their natural authority, or who is in an authority figure, but who is... This could be a parent, by the way, maybe particularly a mother figure who, I don't know, I want to say both has a lot of energy but also is completely drained. Also could be very draining on you. It feels like they're causing a lot of strife, and maybe that's making you feel depleted. Okay, so let's just see if there's more that wants to come out without asking a question. Yeah, this is about someone in particular. This could be a romantic partner, but I'm seeing that this is simply someone you're connected to that you're not actually connected to. And then we've got King of Wands and Queen of Swords in reverse. I feel like you might not have your boundaries up against them. I want to know... Let's just leave that out for a moment. But I don't want to put it up there because I feel like this might be you. I keep getting blocked at that part. Okay, let me just read what I see so far. What I see so far is that you might be lacking the boundaries to keep this energy out. I feel like you might be feeling stuck with them, stuck with someone that depletes your energy. However, there's a strong message that it's something that you can energetically choose to detach from. So in a bit, we'll look at those kind of steps that you can take should you desire to. But I feel like the circumstance is pretty clear. It's someone that you either are in some sort of connection with, that you feel trapped with, that you don't want to be with, or it's someone that you do want to be with that you can't be with, and that you still feel tied to, like you can't let go. I'm getting more that it's the first one, but they could be, you could be experiencing either, and the fact that I'm feeling a flow in that, and saying that is confirming that to me. So there's two different situations here, it seems, and both feel like there's an answer of boundaries, of getting clear with what you're wanting, of not allowing your emotion to cloud your judgment, and to take back your own sense of power in knowing that you can choose what you allow into your aura. You can choose what you energetically accept. Because overall, there's a message here that in some degree you are accepting this situation, and that could be really annoying to hear. Feel free to feel pissed off at hearing that. But maybe for a lot of you, you're very aware of that. It does feel like there's a call to recognizing that you're never stripped of power. Whenever you are stripped of power, it's always a choice to be stripped of power, and thus there's power there. Okay, so the message is that you have more power over this situation, power within this situation, than it may feel, or I kind of want to say than you did in the past. So this could have been something that in the past it would have been very, very difficult to maneuver around. However, right now, there's just a call to look at the present situation and maybe recognize where you're feeling victimized and how that might be. Okay, where is that coming from? Let's get some cards for that, shall we? I'm going to leave Queen in upright for you. And move Fly away. Okay. Cool. I feel invigorated. I feel like we can get a plan into action. What was I trying to get this from? I don't remember, so maybe they'll just give whatever messages want to come through. Okay, so we have 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay, that makes me feel like with the back 7 of Wands, okay, 2 very defensive energies, with the Ace of Cups showing as well as that Page of Pentacles again. I feel like you have that Page of Pentacles and Ace of Cups as like it's an offer. There's a sense of being able to, I heard command your energy, being able to see how life is a mirror for you, and thus you can choose to be a mirror for life. 9 of Wands in reverse. Oh, it feels so simple. And 7 Wands at the back of the deck. I feel like you're feeling really defensive. But I feel like it may be that you're feeling like you need to be defensive because you're feeling stuck within. But actually, there doesn't need to be so much defensiveness if you're allowing yourself to not be in that within place. Okay, I feel like that clarified some things. Yeah, I feel like you're feeling really called to a freshness, a newness, to be out, to be renewed, to a sense of newness. And I feel like you're being called to let down your guard not in the sense where you let down your guard with the energy that you're feeling blocked with somehow, but to let down your guard outside of it, let down your guard into freshness, into a new storyline. Okay. I kept seeing my large animal cards, so let's use them. You might find it useful to also express your patterns. Okay, that's what I heard. Express your patterns to rejuvenate. It's not. I asked, like, is it getting clear on what you want? And I heard, no, it's not about getting clear on what you want, because I think you already know that. Because there's this Eight of Swords which speaks of feeling victimized, feeling like you are stuck, when in actuality you do have the ability to move forward. So that's why I said patterns, because there's a sense of recognizing what part of you feels like you need to remain in order to feel loved. Like, what part of you feels like this is nourishing. And you can probably equate that to a childhood experience that you had, a childhood relationship with whoever you grew up with. Seeing how the same dynamic is playing out, and then how that needn't be continued. Yeah, just bringing awareness to the dynamic. So, shall we get some cards on that? No. Okay. I feel like this is drawing a movement forwards. It's not quite that. Okay. We'll see what comes out. Coyote again. Revealer of truth. Don't take Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Yeah, I really do think this is calling you to, and this is calling you to shed light on the truth of your circumstances, of the truth of your ancestry for a lot of you. The truth of the way things have been done, and thus the way that you learnt to maneuver through life, the way you learnt to accept love, what you learnt that love was, in order to change the storyline, it's simply that. It's simply shedding light on the truth, because the rest will make itself clear. The rest is simple. The rest is like automatic. There's a call to recognize how you're playing into the dynamic, how you're choosing within yourself to accept what you're accepting, because that was told to you subconsciously or consciously, directly, passively or impassively, passively or directly in childhood, that you needed to. There's a sense of being taught to stay a victim, being taught to be surrounded by conflict and being left out in the cold. Yeah, there's a sense of you being taught that in order to be loved, in order to like stay in the family unit of sorts, you needed to be more alone. You needed to feel colder than you wanted to feel, or that there was five energy, like a lot of movement that didn't provide you a sense of what? Okay, so we have patience at the back, but then action is what I was getting, but in reverse. It's like you had to move too much. You had to have no place to really rest your head. I think you were taught that you had to keep fighting, keep giving perhaps, or keep running. That I think you were taught that you needed to cut off from your own needs, that you needed to cut off from reciprocity. Your parents might not have really been there for you. And there's a sense of you having learned this in other patterns of feeling like you had to stay somewhere that wasn't giving back to you. Perhaps you were taught that you needed to simply have patience as opposed to going towards that which is nourishing, that which is already there, already present with you. Okay, let's get another card. It could also be that you've been taught that... No, it's not that one. Okay. Orca whale, which always makes me think of family, particularly matriarchal. So this, like I said at the start, it could be to do with a mother figure, but only take that if it resonates. So orca whale adventure, dare to do things differently, sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence, be loyal, friends and family are your treasures, be brave, you're more powerful than you know. Yeah, I felt drawn to the be loyal, friends and family are your treasures. I can see that being a unique sentence for each of you, so take that as it resonates. Because that could be what you're feeling drawn towards, and the sense of like how much you truly value that, but it also could be that you were taught that you needed to stay attached to friends and family no matter what, like no matter how they're treating you. So maybe that was part of the pattern that you felt or have been feeling a desire to shift from. Okay, back of the deck is Swan. I'm seeing the sort of waves in this. They look like electric currents, which is making me think of a sensitivity to what's in the water, but it also is making me think of a sort of storminess within emotion. A love that feels like it causes rifts, it causes drama or unnecessary, like quote unquote unnecessary. It's always the unnecessary to some people is always coming from a state of them personally feeling like that's what they need to do in order to receive their love. But in truth, in what is most loving for everyone, there's a sense of someone creating like arguing for the sake of arguing, or arguing or creating, like it just feels like drama, like rustling feathers, because it's like for the sense of rustling feathers, or simply that it was your environment. There was a lot of, it feels like craziness within your family or friends. It feels like it's saying within your family, but that can then ripple out into other friendships and romantic connections, or any kind of partnerships that you've had. This also speaks to I'm saying now a lot of negativity being built up. There's a part in this guidebook that says, like, guides you to do the orca cry, which is like taking a big breath in and then letting it all out with in a burst, let me get that part up actually. Oh, it says hearing. Interesting. I was talking about that at the start. The fierce orca is a powerful totem. Orcas live in pods and have tremendous respect for their guiding matriarchs. Yeah, there could have been a sense of needing and being asked to have respect for something that you don't actually respect. So there may be a sense of gripping to looking up to something that you don't actually look up to. Being made to feel like you need to follow that which doesn't feel like love to you. Follow that which isn't actually benefiting, isn't actually guiding, but is more about control than leading the way in a loving, actually caring for the well-being of everyone kind of way. Orcas are family-oriented and the group members... I really stopped at that. Orcas are family-oriented and the group okay, members take care of each other. Those with Orca as totem are strong, determined, and protective. When feeling joyful, they rise up powerfully from the waters and create Orca thunder. Orca teaches us the power of breath. If Orca is swimming in your consciousness, try breathing like Orca to release any negativity you may have absorbed. Yeah, that's what this feels like. It feels like you were taught that you needed to absorb negativity. You were taught that you needed to be a buffer. If Orca is swimming in your consciousness, try breathing like Orca to release any negativity you may have absorbed. Yeah, that word absorbed. Whew. Breathe in as deeply as you can, hold your breath, then expel with an explosive swoosh, or try making an orca cry. I kind of just saw that, try making an orca cry, tear up, try being mean to an orca. Which just makes me think that there could have been a sense of someone in your childhood, intentionally trying to trigger you or those around them, to get their energy, to get their attention. They may have felt like they wouldn't be seen, they wouldn't be cared for if there was harmony. So they may have intentionally caused chaos, caused drama caused anything, I think. Caused anything in order for them to feel like they're seen in some way, in order for them to feel like they are there. They may have been abandoned in some form or another in childhood and feel like making a mess is the only way to get attention. Okay. This can release resentments and greatly increase your chi. If Orca is your totem, you're highly telepathic. Inner sonar guides you to your goal. Others will perceive your great strength and resolve. You can lead. You always find success. Your family will bring you comfort throughout your very long life. Follow spirit signals and inner guidance to help you get back on track when feeling lost. You are a creature born to happiness. Jump through the water, make a splash, and share your joy of living with the world. On the contrary, are you feeling tense? Remember to breathe deeply. Are you lost? Are you beached? Are you not following your sonar? Ask Orca to help you find your way. Beware of false guidance. Look within and learn. So what I'm getting with this is that the message is to become aware of the truth, but this isn't trying to put blame on you. This isn't trying to be hey, you shouldn't feel how you feel about your circumstances. This is saying that, hey, we see that you're in difficult circumstances and you're not being treated with love, and we want to show you that you can choose the place, the area of love, because we want you to choose, we want you to be happy, we want you to be in a place that supports you, that doesn't try and hurt you in order for them to feel seen. We want you to be cared for. And so the way to that is to see how you're not being cared for, or see why you feel like, I think I've said that part enough, why you feel like you have to stay. And it's not so much a focus on that, on the why. I think it's more simply about feeling, simply about recognizing the truth of the circumstances. You got coyote twice, which is like the okay, then let's read that too. The energy of misfit. Survival, stealth, ingenuity, cunning, trickster, escape from traps, wise fool, playful teacher, transformation, and wisdom. Among native... Oh, you may really find it helpful to call on coyote for help too. Among Native American cultures, coyote has been called the trickster, or the wise and foolish one. We have all been the fool and we have all been tricked, but it's all part of life. We make mistakes, fall down, suffer bad choices, yet learn from them all. The person that can learn will survive and thrive. Coyotes, that does feel like a small message of, like, this is asking you to learn about your current situation. Coyote teaches us to play and celebrate life daily. I think that's why I felt like such a prominence in my speaking in a feminine way that I mentioned at the very beginning, because I think that you're in such a painful situation, and it's like I just instinctively wanted to provide like a softness, like a blanket, a nurturance. Yeah. Coyote asks us to laugh, especially at ourselves, and not take life too seriously. Coyote medicine is associated with youthful energy. I kind of felt a bit of that energy of, I feel like they don't take you seriously. And I feel like they hurt you, and they don't, like, they might intentionally hurt you, but then make it into a joke and maybe make you into an overreactor, or make you out to be the one who's like too sensitive, maybe like I was only joking kind of thing. Like, don't take it too seriously. Like, why do you take life so seriously? And the point is like, I take this seriously because you just intentionally hurt me. Yeah, there's such a call to nurture yourself, such a call to recognize that it's not okay for people to treat you the way that, whichever way you decide. Yeah, I want to say that. You get to decide what is okay. You get to decide if you're willing to accept the treatment that you have been. Okay. Coyote people are asked to be children. Okay, that could be something. Coyote people are asked to be children. It's putting me in an energy of like, you were asked to continue to be a child, continue to be, you may have been continually seen as less than wise, less than an authority of yourself, feeling like you were trapped under a quote-unquote higher power, as opposed to your own power, feeling like you can choose, feeling like you can make up your own mind, or you can follow your own sense of what is okay and what is not for you. Coyote people are asked to be students of life. Coyote wisdom is seldom delivered directly, but comes from the long and winding road. Yes, we may fail. Yes, we will fail. Be fooled, be deceived, and worse. I think I like the way that I said we may fail. Yes, we may fail, be fooled, be deceived, and worse. We may fall down 7 times, but get up 8 and win. If coyote is your totem animal, you'll be assured of success if you learn from mistakes and never give up. To laugh, adapt, transform, and thrive is the heart of coyote medicine. Contrary. Have you been taking life too seriously and lost your childlike joy? Are you learning from your mistakes, or are you caught in the same old trap? I feel like that could be one that really hits for you. Are you learning from your mistakes, or are you caught in the same old trap? Is someone trying to deceive you? Don't be tricked. Yeah, I feel like that those contrary parts in particular fit. And I just wanted to say I love coyote energy. I feel like their ability to see the truth, like revealer of truth, their ability to reveal the truth is because they are so well versed in the trickery of life. So I think that's correlating with you, like you may be able to recognize the coyote within your midst because I was trying to say like, the way I was seeing it is not fitting, and I think that's the message for you. It's like you're able to see what doesn't fit, like you're able to recognize what doesn't fit, what doesn't click for you, what doesn't feel honest. You're able to recognize deception because of how much you've been around it, because of how much you've experienced it. I guess what I was trying to say was like you can be the coyote so well because you have been surrounded by coyotes so much. I'm getting an example of like, to beat them, you become them. To beat them, you understand them. I don't really like the word beat, but I guess we'll say to get out of their game, you understand how it's played. Yeah. Understanding the game in order to change it, in order to leave it or win at it. I don't like that. I don't like the feeling of trying to win. But it's like, what is winning for you? I'm gonna get some tarot. I was gonna finish it there, but I don't want to finish on like trying to beat it, trying to win at it. Because that feels so involved still. It's like trying to get a step above someone because you actually still feel controlled by them, like you need to be above them. But if you aren't in the game, they can't control you. You don't need to win the game, you just gotta say, I'm not playing that game. And maybe a part of that is recognizing how you used to be playing that game, how you used to be still intertwined with their energy, with their malevolence, or their ill in malevolence being not someone is wrong, but just someone is not acting with intentions for everyone, not acting with love for everyone. Knight of Cups feels like it's coming up and 9 of Cups behind, and 6 of Cups wants to, and King of Wands. I almost said 10 of Wands. This is all allowing you to attract that which is of harmony, that which is allowing you to flow through life and live through your dream reality, ending a cycle that played out, not allowing you to see the truth, and thus stepping into a sense of truly choosing to live through the energy of the dream, the true reciprocity. I'm being drawn to Maximus from Tangled. I think that was significant because the Knight of Wands only came out when I said that. Maximus. I don't know, there's something about riding the horse that is powerful. Riding the horse with its own will. Also a sense of justice. It's also like choosing to be your own authority, because Maximus is a horse who acts on his own. Like he's very stubborn and passionate. He goes fully after what he sees as right. He's determined. He wouldn't listen to just anyone riding him. Yeah, okay, I guess that's all to say. What this is all leading you towards is being selective with who you allow in. Being selective, yeah. And that selectivity leads you to a sense of it's like those who really and truly align with you. I think it's all bringing you to a very clean slate of opportunities which are healing. Healing not because like the nature of them is healing, I want to say, but healing because the nature of them is meant for you. It is in alignment with you, with all that you are, with all that your life is, with all of your ideals and your personal passions, your personal vitality, your personal energy, your personal drive. For some of you, that like with that essence of abandonment feeling that I said at the start and being neglected, it feels like perhaps you've experienced a lot of needing to pursue, like being the pursuer, but perhaps it's so healing for you to then more claim a receptive energy and to be pursued. Regardless of if that fully resonates, it feels like there will be, you'll stepping out of the essence of accepting all of the energy from before. Feels like it really opens you up to like admirers is what this is getting. Others coming towards you, others giving you their energy, others expressing themselves to you. There's a sense of like you being the star, you being the center, you being that which is sought. And you may not have experienced that before. I think we'll get one more card. I keep feeling like this romancing energy. There's a lot of romantic love in this pile, but it just feels like I didn't want to focus the reading on that. I wasn't drawn towards that because it felt like the way to that is through this expansion, through this death of the old. Yeah, there could be a lot to do with being communicated to, a passionate sort of communication, a renewed sense of communication for you, where you get to experience how am I seeing this? It's like an explorative sort of communication. It feels like interest. It feels like you may not have experienced others being interested in you to the degree that maybe you were interested in them, or simply to the degree that you want. It feels like there's a lot of powerful energy coming through for you. There's Ace of Wands at the back and King of Wands as well as Ace of Swords. There's a lot to do with bringing passion into other elements of life. So it's like bringing like you stepping into a place where others are passionately speaking with you or passionately expressing their love for you. There's like an energy behind everything that is being brought to you. That's how it's feeling. Like the Knight of Wands is the supportive energy of the Knight of Cups. Fire behind the water. Fire behind the swords. So like we even had that death, which is like the phoenix behind Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's giving me the sense of you were always like disregarded. You may have always felt like a side character or like a background character who wasn't really seen. And this is so much like at the center, so much being really recognized, being really adored. I want to express it again. It's like there's fire behind everything that comes towards you now, because that's what you're choosing, that you're desiring. That's what you're choosing, that you're seeing, that, oh, I didn't have that. Oh, I lacked that. Oh, I come from a place of lack. And just simply from seeing that you come from a place of lack, there's like a revelation that allows your body to then recognize that love can come in the form of invigoration. It can come in the form of deep interest, of passionate interest in you. It feels like a strong sense of receiving this. You receiving love. You receiving I want to say, I'm not going to finish the sentence of like you receiving what. I feel like it could be more like that, full stop. You receiving. I think that this will all create a huge shift in not only the type of communication you receive, but also the way in which you communicate. I think this goes towards like how you communicate with others, but also how you communicate with yourself. It's giving how you view yourself is going through a transformation, is going through a total revamp. Because I think you're beginning to see yourself as the star, as someone worthy of being admired. I think you're starting to speak kinder words to yourself because you feel kinder towards yourself. You feel more special. Yeah, I love that. I think that's what I'm gonna end your reading on, that you're coming into a sense of treating yourself and being treated by others in a way that sees you as truly special, one of a kind. And with that comes like a sense of really valuing something. I think you're going to really be feeling valued, be feeling sought after, really be feeling seen. Like you are looked at. It may even like shock you or take a moment to really adjust to when people are really wanting to get to know you at the level that you've been wanting. Or at a level that you didn't even know that you wanted. Didn't know that you were really missing. You might have had like an idea, but you may not have really connected to how it would actually feel in the moment. To really be looked after is what it feels like. To be really cared about. Like you, the real you in your entirety. Okay, I'm gonna leave you a pile there. Oh, I just remembered. Pile 1. You were the EMF wave protector, the protection against negativity. Yeah. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Because I haven't used this guy for ages in readings, but I felt so drawn to it. Okay. See you in another if I do. And if I don't, then I wish you very, very much love wherever your life takes you. Bye-bye. What? It's been 1 hour? There's no way. There's no way. What? That did not feel like 1 hour. That genuinely surprises me. Why did I say it like that? It genuinely surprises me. As if I wouldn't be genuine otherwise. Or as if I'd like just said something that was surprising, but then that second thing was like actually surprising. Movie. Movies. I was in the movie. I just saw Scooby-Doo. Welcome in, pile 2. I just saw Scooby-Doo. That makes me think, like, I just saw him, like, walking down the street. Can you believe that? Okay. So, you are this crystal. Expansion. Or being flattened. Or seeing the inside of something. Or changing a lens. I want to get animal cards for you first and foremost. There's something very different about you. Or you're changing up the way that you're doing things. I feel like you're seeing the lighter side of life somehow. I think it's something you've always seen, something that's always been around you, but there's like a lightness being shone on it. Okay, so we have magpie and leopard. Love a good leopard as of late. As of late. Yeah, there's a sense of like as of late, you are feeling quite, I heard magnetic, quite curious, quite, something about central, being the middle one, maybe being harder to recognize. Lion is at the back of the deck too. We'll keep him here for now. And cheetah. Big cats. And it's making me think a bit like leopard is the middle one of like cheetah being the smaller, then leopard, and then jaguar, in 3 cats who look kind of similar. And then lion at the very bigger. So maybe like second worst. I was gonna say second best. 3rd best, but also second worst. Let's get some more cards. Going. Where are you going? I feel like there's a sense of movement. But also maybe you're just seeing movement in something fixed. A bit like me seeing Scooby-Doo. I just saw it from that. From the brown. It's not even like I think of Scooby-Doo all that much. Okay, I guess we'll get one of these character cards first. Flop. Rapunzel. That's cool. We had Flynn Rider for pile 1, and now we're getting Rapunzel for you pile 2. Yeah, you pile 2 also. You're in the middle. I want to flip this up at you. Flick. Flop. Cool. I feel like you need to sit up more for your pile, like you're doing something. Are some of you like crafting or multitasking? Gardening? Or like getting ready to go somewhere, like packing. Ooh, look at that. Spare. I just heard a spare and that made me think of bowling. I'd say Wii bowling, but only because I've like barely bowled in real life. Real life, as if Wii bowling isn't real life. Ah, look, the cards, they didn't want to fly. So maybe you're like going in the car somewhere or going somewhere by foot because you don't want to fly there. Or there's something you won't let fly. Not flying today. I won't let that fly today. Hey, I also was feeling that sense of like ingenuity, and you could be using a frying pan instead of like a battle axe. Why a battle axe? Okay. Ooh, okay, we got your first discards. Beach. There's something so classic about you. It's like classic, but it's also really new. There's something you haven't experienced yet, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Sirius. Hey, we've got Sirius A, and if we relate that to being in the constellation of Canis Major, then that's the dog and Scooby-Doo. See, look at these awesome puzzle pieces coming together. What is the new thing that you're experiencing? Sirius A also feels, and Beach, they feel very wordy. Like a new thought, a new writing. Some of you could be beginning a new book. It's like I don't want to call it a transformation, but I think there's definitely something very strong about words for you. I kind of sort of split the deck and was seeing Dragon Realm. Dragons make me think of riddles and words also. And what was the other thing I kind of sort of split it to? Now human. I feel like you're in such human energy. I love that. So ingenious, so like inventive, and it's like something that you once took for granted is no longer normal to you. You're really feeling the spark of life. It could simply be life, like living, but I think it could be like, and Magpie even too thinks of me. Magpie thinks of me. What? Magpie. Oh, thank you, Magpie. Magpie makes me think of. There's always an energetic pile. You're so the energetic pile. There's not always an energetic pile, but again, with the words, the speaking, I feel like I could speak a lot for you. lots of different thoughts. Maybe you're communicating to someone that you once knew, or simply your communication is flowing more than it used to, or the way in which you communicate is different. So what are you writing? Or what are you speaking? Nah, this is... Okay. I'm gonna slow down. I want to know that through this deck. I feel like swearing in your pile too, in like a... I just have so much energy, I want to go... Rah, rah, rah. I wanted to know something. I want to know, is this about writing? Or like books? Books? Love a good book. Is this about books or is this about speaking? I don't think it's not a normal kind of speaking if it is. Okay. Maybe you like creating puzzles. I just heard the red cross. I think I was trying to think of crosswords. Ash. And green nymph. Oh, green nymph green nymph makes me think of... And unicorns. I think this could be... Ooh. I feel like it's not letting me say it, so it could range. We're gonna say it could range. But ash, green nymph, and what was it? Unicorns. So unicorns makes me think of starts with M. It's a constellation. It's like near Gemini. It's like below Gemini. I guess depending on what angle you you look at the sky, the space, stars. Monoceros, which is a unicorn, and my palace is in Monoceros, which is unicorn. And palace is about strategy and can talk about words, I'm gonna say. It's like wisdom and intellect, which makes me think of words. Ash tree makes me think of words also. What a great reading this is. Home. I just feel so like flabbergasted in your energy. Okay. Let's go. Let's keep him out. Let's go to the next thing. It can't be a message of just like, hey, you're enjoying the side of communication that you're in, you're on, you're around. It's like the speed of it too, because leopard is so fast. But it's not like the fastest. It's not like in and out. It's like a more preserved, not preserved, long lasting. It's like it's a reliable sort of speed. That's what I want to say. Also with magpie, it feels like they would just continue collecting. Like it's a never ending sort of learning. This could also just be that something you're learning is really up your avenue. Maybe you want it to be up your avenue. What is this about? Okay, that was coming, that only came out, those two cards, when I was shaking my head and I was like, oh, they're not getting any, am I? Or like, they're not coming out. It's like when you say no, you get a yes. Ooh, interesting. The back is 7 of Swords. I feel so much excitement in your reading though. What is this? What is this? And behind that is Tower. Ah! This is crazy. This is crazy, dude. Okay, there's like a couple people who need to know I was kind of being ironic with that. I wasn't being ironic, but I don't know. The way that came out, I felt the desire to express this. So there could have been some sort of like miscommunication. Oh my goodness. Okay. 5 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. But I noted that 10 of Wands is kind of in reverse, I think. I think you're feeling a complete lack of this. Are you feeling a complete lack of this? Do you have so much to say but someone else does not? I feel like this could be an extension of pile 1. But it's less about the origin of where this comes from and simply a recognition that I need more. No, I don't need more confirmation. Because it's split to Queen of Pentacles too, which makes me think of a lot of solitude. I think that you are alone, experiencing a desire to really communicate with someone. Or communicate in general. Like you have, like when I tap into your energy, it's not depleted. Pile 1 was, they felt really drained. But 2, you guys, you have all the energy in the world. And yet you're feeling rejected or alone or out in the cold. You're feeling like you have nowhere to give that to. 7 of Swords. It could definitely be that you're feeling like communication with someone in particular has run its course. The world, yeah. Or maybe you're feeling ready to... No, this is more about desire, I think. I was gonna say you're feeling ready to, like, cut off communication with someone who isn't communicating back or who isn't on the same wavelength of communication that you want to be on. I saw 7 of Cups then for a moment, which is like, yes, you have so much opportunity. And I kind of wanted to say then, so why are you settling? It feels like you have so much passion, but it's not. Why is it? Why? See, do you hear my energy? This is your energy. It's everywhere, in the best way possible. In like, you have every energy, so you better be with someone who, or with those who want that, because there are those who really want that. There are those who relish the abundance of life force that you come with. Those who really want to hear your words, hear your thoughts, hear that, like, ingenuity. Oh, I was saying, like, the new way of doing something. You're looking at the same thing with vibrancy this time. Okay, I'm gonna look at, where is your energy going? Like, I want to know what you're looking at. Like, where are you looking? What are your eyes on? Or what is the situation? 7 of Wands. Something that isn't giving to you. Something that is closed off. Something that is closed off. Protecting. More confirmation on this. Quite possibly... Is this literally just like you're looking at someone with a lot of energy? Or could that be... No, that's someone else. You're looking at someone who has, like, just as much life force as you, who is possibly just as independent as you. And okay, what is the energy they're giving off? Because that's what you're looking at. You're looking at someone, I want to say, who mirrors you, or who has a lot of passion in their element, who appears very solid, who appears like possibly you look up to them, or they're on some sort of pedestal, but it's like a kind of closed circle pedestal, like hard to get in. Yeah, this is an individual who is very passionate, very creative, very magnetic. You're probably very attracted to them, and and yet you're looking at them like they... I'm getting like top stuff, what do you call that, like VIP. Yeah, hard to get into. So how are they viewing you? Or the truth of... Yeah, let's see the truth of who they are, or their energy. I feel sneaky, I feel nosy. Hermit. Okay. Yeah, that's again that energy I was saying of they give off a very solitary or a very individual, independent vibe. I wonder if some of you don't know if they're available, or you know that... Okay, I can see it going two ways, and I think maybe it's only one. But the two ways that I'm gonna express here, so we can get to the bottom of this, is I'm seeing it like you don't know if they're single or not, or you don't know if they're available to talk to. You don't know if they'd want to hear from you. And then the truth is, yes, they're very in their own element. No, that what I was trying to say was like, okay, I'm gonna simplify this. I'm really overcomplicating this. I think this is your energy. You really just like go gotta love a good energetic reading. Or an energetic like collective, so I can zap your life force, take in all of your energy for my own. At least during the time of the reading. Okay, see, I'm so everywhere. Okay, so you may think that they are not available. You might think that they're in a partnership, but in actuality they're single. That's what I was trying to get out. But then I was also seeing the other possibility that you might view them as being closed off, and because they're very like on their own, and yes, they are a hermit. they are very much on their own. But I feel like a lot of you, that's relieving to hear. Or I actually got like a two-sided double-edged sword of like, yes, they're on their own, but that might make you think, okay, but why are they on their own? In other words, like they really do protect who comes into their energy. They have their boundaries up. They know I heard like they know their ish or something, but it was like, that was like a combination of they know their stuff, but they also know that they are the stuff. Love it. Okay, let's see what their response to you is. How do they view... Okay, let's do the degree of openness to you. Love that. Makes me smirk and smile. But I want to say it's more of a smirk. Okay, so I think that's the energy they're in. It's like it's a smirk, because I can feel this. This is different. This is either you smirking too right now, or it's like, I think this is them I'm tapping into. It's quieter. Are they quieter than you? Or like, do they have like I think that you might be more wild, and they might be more like wild in their own way, but I don't know, this smile, this smirk, it's like they're grinning, and it's a big grin, but it's also like they're trying to not fully smile, or like that is just their smile. They might have a bit of like a what is that, like one side of their mouth raised, like hee hee hee. Okay, so what is their level of openness towards you? Ooh. Ooh. Nice, like the look of that. Six of Pentacles. Reciprocity. They're open so long as you're open. They're open so long as you're giving. That's it. So long as you... This is very open. This is and 9 of Cups at the bottom, and Strength. Yeah, they're open to receive if you're open to give, and they're open to give if you're open to receive. Feels like they're someone who really does respect themselves and respects others too. I'm getting a sense of like they might want that for you too. They might want you to have your own boundaries. Like they don't just want the best for themselves and want to be like valuing themselves, but they want to be, I'm not even getting like, yes, they want to value you too, possibly, that they're open to that kind of exchange. But more so what I was getting from that was actually they want to see that you value yourself too. So I think that that's important to them. How not necessarily, yes, this, but not necessarily so much of a focus on how you value them, but how do you value yourself? How wise are you? How I keep being drawn back to the Seven of Wands, like how much do you protect your own energy from chaos? Okay. I feel more of a seriousness now. Okay. Let us... I feel like some of you are still smoking at that like Hermit and Six of Pentacles. Like, yes, they are single. Okay. And I was literally just about to say, if not single, then like open to, like if you're looking for a friendship with them, then it's the same thing. It's like that there's a spot for friendship kind of thing. But I felt like that wasn't the truth, because then, and I think it was more about a romantic situation. Because I split the deck and saw Queen of Pentacles, which can be experienced as like the single queen. I also keep splitting it to not Hierophant, but High Priest, the High Priestess. All-seeing, all-knowing of that which cannot be known. I want to say, gotta love a good shark. Interesting. Let's do these. I think you've got your answer. You fun ones, you inquisitors, you ready to goes. Jumble, scrumble. Was all that like a newness literally just about like you want to communicate to someone new? Like this is a new frying pan and you haven't experienced a frying pan before, or and this coming after pile 1 is making me think of like a level up in who you associate yourself with. So now it's like you are going for the VIPs, and that might be why you're getting a reading on that. I mean, I guess this reading probably isn't titled anything, so maybe you didn't know you'd be getting a reading on that, but it's coming through. So there's a part of you in resonance with wanting that sort of confirmation. Okay, what other messages do we have for pile 2? I heard middleman. Hey, me, am I the middleman? Look at that, rose pink dragon. You know what, I'm gonna hold that up for you. This is romance, this is love, this is connectivity. I guess it doesn't have to be romance, this could be, but no, I literally, why do I keep doing that? Is that you? Are you being like, I guess it doesn't have to be romance? Like, I'd be open to a friendship, is that what you're saying? Rose pink dragon, but you want the rose, you want that romance? I heard like, you want that good loving. Prepares your heart. I feel like you could also be getting into an energy that maybe you're not always in, or like you're feeling particularly romantic. Maybe you're not always like that. Prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Open your heart. I heard smushy. So just, take that as you will, as you want. Open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light. Connect with the love of the universe. Pock. Pock. Pocky. I just heard from that Pookie. Isn't that like a term of endearment? Pookie. Sounds cute. Deep blue dragon keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. I felt like saying that weirdly, but it fit and I liked it. So maybe you feel like you're saying things weirdly, or you're wanting to say weird things, but you like it. Or maybe to you they are weird, but you like it. Ooh. Kangaroo. Kangaroo. Be a force for good. Archangels Rockwell, Gesisa, and Sandalphon. Plop, plump, plock. Yeah, I'm thinking of like the Joeys and their cute kangaroo pouches, and it feels very out of this world and like literally an animal with a built-in pocket. I want that. I feel like it would be way less cute on a human though. Okay. This is just making me think of love is here, and deep blue dragon is like clear the pathways. That like 7 of Wands, it's like there is no barrier for you. And kangaroo be a force for good is that the thought, the different. It's that be a force for good. I'm actually hearing that being forceful is good, like attacking it with a passion. I didn't mean to say attacking. Yeah, like going after it. And also it could be attacking. There could be something strong about that. Or about like very passionate expression. Because the frying pan, I was saying it was like a weapon. Words as weapons. Words as good. I feel like you are one who is invigorated by the thought of like being on the same level is what I'm feeling, because I feel like there's some sort of recognizing what you're stepping towards as being very desirable in some fashion, and it feels like there's a sense of I'm actually feeling peace. It's like an internal sense of value, like valuing yourself, feeling valued, and like with that 6 of Pentacles, how they view you too, it's like that reciprocity, that we're on the same or page, or we're I don't want to say we're on the same page because it's different. I feel like you maybe both give in very different ways, or take that as it resonates. But what am I tripping up on? What I was trying to get at was it feels like recognizing this being, this that you're wishing to step towards, as like I'm getting for some of you like in your ballpark, or in like how it feels, I don't know if I fully want to say this, but it feels like on your league. That's how you view them. Like if you view them on your league, it brings you a sense of peace because it's a feeling of valuing yourself. In other words, you value them, and you feeling a connection with them, you being in communication with them feels like you value yourself too. Yeah, take that as it resonates. Yeah, look, split the deck to Alpha Dragon. Harnesses the divine masculine power of creation. And what's he holding? A feather pen. And what do feather pens symbolize? Writing. But my voice went really weird then, so it's like an up and down feeling, a bit like a roller coaster. It says, destroy the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world. Horse, care for others and let them be free. Is there also a sense of... Let me get another card, see. Of like... no, I won't say anything until... Are you feeling that too? Like you won't say anything until you get the go-ahead? Royal Blue and Gold Dragon strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Awaken to your own majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. This dragon has a sword, and swords rule communication too. Or they can. Depends on how one perceives the sword, I suppose. Pig at the bottom, maintain self-worth and self-esteem. Yeah, this is about feeling your own majesty, yeah, your own value. I want to reiterate though, it feels like it's bringing you a sense of peace, or it feels like harmony to the home. Like this, even if it's only a part of one aspect of your life, it's like it reverberates into every aspect of your life. Like the air feels crisper, or the air feels more like yourself, or like you actually really like the taste of the air more. Life shines more when you view this as possible, or when you imagine, again, I kind of want to say when you imagine being on the same page as them. Split the deck again to Air Dragon. Communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope. See life from a higher perspective. Do I leave your reading there? No, I don't. Do I want to leave your reading there? Yes, I do. Will I leave your reading there? No, I won't. So, what's that about? You're wanting to leave before you've begun? Is there fear or... Fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. Oh, this so fits your energy. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new, grander expression of ourselves. This could even be, for some of you, that you didn't have someone in mind, but this has created, or you are being invited to create the idea of someone that you would want connection with. And I think for you that would be someone who really knows their own self-worth, has their own strong sense of boundaries, and VIP again, like special treatment. They treat themselves as special. They treat themselves with integrity, and they don't just accept any energy. They don't just accept anyone. Okay. The number 9 is 27. 2 plus 7. I feel like you're feeling really energized. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of between layers and aspects. Okay, that could be significant aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and joy. Great joy, I mean. Yeah, there's so much newness and also that sense of like a bit odd or different, fresh, new. There's so something. This is so someone that you've never never experienced this sort of connection with. I don't think you felt this kind of vibrancy of life before. And I want to say it's something that you've called in, something that you are choosing. So really it's about the kind of life you are calling in yourself. Because again, I want to point it more towards this is the kind of person, not necessarily it's them in particular, it's just this is the sort of person that you would want to speak to, that you'd want to write to. Or write with. I don't know, there's just so much about writing. I felt like it wasn't communication per se, it was like maybe some of you are scripting the kind of person that you're wanting, and that's what this was all about. Empowerment, remembrance, divine feminine. And I felt like there was another thing. Okay, let's get a card for what are you missing? What are you like missing? Because there feels like with that gap, like maybe something you're not seeing or something you're not integrating. What are you missing? It came through when I said something not integrating. Passion and alchemy. 7 and 8. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. That just made me think of what I was saying before, of like this, even though it's so much energy, it brings a sense of peace. At the core of your passion is peace. So you may be fearing that your passion isn't coming from a place of contentment or a place of harmony, when in actuality the core where this is actually coming from is love. It's coming from, let me tap into this more so I can give a more individual to you perspective. I'm looking up and seeing the clouds as animals. Yeah, animals, it's like you're wanting to be free from the chains of what you may have deemed humanness. Like you're wanting to act on instinct more, and you may be restricting that. It's like you acknowledge the potential, you acknowledge the ability to hold different energies, but it's like the freshness. It's like you appreciate, you receive the freshness. There's like such a gratitude for life that comes through. But what you're feeling more closed off to is the more primal part of yourself, the part that maybe can't be tamed or doesn't want to be tamed by your own mind. It's the fire. Alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. The part that was sticking out was accessing the ancient knowledge. Ancient knowledge. That's that thing with all that, with all those words. Is that really specific to you? Garu. I love that. What is that? Garu. Passion and alchemy. Yeah, what is it about? It's like who you are at a soul level is something. The ability to transmute your own fire, to transmute your own pain, maybe? I'm confused. Let's get tarot. Okay, what is this? What is this? Ten of Swords. Yeah, that animalistic part, I think that was more about like your ability to move with nature, to let go of that which doesn't want to have a hold on you, that which you don't want to have a hold of, that which is flowing out of your life, letting go of the old way and into the new. What is this? Nine of Cups. Dreams. Into what you dream of, into... It feels like that alchemy, like Nine of Cups. How do I explain that? How Nine of Cups feels like alchemy. It could also be like transforming... how do I say this? Moving away from conflict. Let's see what's behind the Ten of Swords. Work. Eight of Pentacles. And what's after the Nine of Cups, or what is the Nine of Cups? Knight of Wands. Passion. Flying towards your dreams. There's a sense of being in control. Back of the deck is also King of Wands, kind of showing the Fool. There's a sense of moving towards, I want to say liberated, liberated leadership, because it's like being in the driver's seat. Because it was like a sense of being the leader, but not with a lot of responsibility. Like the Knight of Wands is just like the deliverer of passion. It's not that of fire, of creativity. It's like you're wanting to adventure, not necessarily wanting that passion. It's like wanting control, but not wanting like loads of different elements to control. It's more directed than that. Which feels like that Knight of Cups in the alchemy. There's something about your belief system, I feel. I want to get a character card. Or... yeah, it's so much about transformation. No longer living in the old. No longer being the old. Why is Eight of Pentacles at the back? Working. Maybe you felt like you had to work to deserve love. Like you had to keep going. Like you had to overgive, or... It's not even giving overgive, to be honest. It's giving more of a... okay, I feel like in the past you tried to make something work that wasn't working. It's like you were trying to get someone to... Is this about someone else? Let's get Tara. Is this about someone else? It is. It's giving a bit of like... I didn't mean about someone else. I meant I was speaking to myself, something I had, what my trail of thought was going on in my head. This Eight of Wands surrounding this Eight of Pentacles is about makes me think it's many things. It's opportunities as a whole. It's life, your outlook on life, your belief system, your way of viewing anything. Felt like it came from a sense of needing to always be trying, always be struggling, like need instead of desire, like life was harder than it had to be. And I think that's what you're destroying, this maybe a brewing resentment towards that which you felt like were responsibilities, and moving instead to a more present way of living that is more towards what you're actually passionate about. Yeah, I really think you're letting go of the way you used to create, the way you used to live, what you used to create, what you used to live, perhaps. It does feel like letting go of control. It feels like a step down. Some of you could be retiring, or you could be changing your career field. Maybe this new idea of someone is maybe they're in a different career field, and that inspired you, or you find them through going after what you are inspired by. It really just, to me, it feels like going from work to play. Like you're taking a step down. You could even be in the same career. Like say you're in the same company, but you used to be the boss and now you're taking a step down and taking on less responsibility, taking on only the responsibilities that you really love to do. I think it ripples into every area of life though for you. How you nurture and how you receive nurturing doesn't come at a cost anymore. It doesn't have to require elements of your own energy that aren't self-generating, is what I want to say. It's kind of like alchemy. What do you put in to get out? It's like what you're putting in is something different than before, and thus you're getting out something different. You're letting go of needing to put in things that you never really needed to put in. There's a sense of emotional fulfillment that comes from allowing yourself to be annoyed at that which you're annoyed at, or allowing like the difficult emotions to fuel you towards the destination that you're really wanting. You may have been trying to, let's get confirmation on this, but like hold on to living life in a more difficult way than is true. Yeah, the world and temperance. Yeah, 100%. 100? Yes. So temperance is all about tempering. It's a balance. It's peaceful. It's not giving too much. It's how do I express how this is coming through as? It's such a gentleness. There's no over giving. There's no under giving. There's just balance. Life feels well taken care of. There's no struggle. It's just peace. It's an inviting energy in both ways. It's fluid. I want to say the word harmony, harmonious. And the world is completion. It's also in giving right now a more expansive energy. Like the world is your oyster. Like what do you want to create with all that is? What do you want to be doing with your own world? What is the world to you? How do you want to experience the world? But more than that, I think it's giving a sense of how do you live in the world? From what place do you live in the world? How peaceful, how fulfilled, because the Temperance card is making me feel very fulfilled, like, and the world. Like, you're letting your strife lead you and show you where you're not happy, and you're taking the steps that allow you to remember the support of the universe, which is intrinsic, it's inherent, it's not worked for, it just flows through everything when you allow it to do so. I think that's what you're awakening to, how you allow yourself to really take a back seat, but it's not in a back seat where you're less energized. It's like a back seat that allows you to give to what you're wanting to give to, or allows you to simply maneuver through peace. I feel like I might have used that word peace one too many times, but maybe that is... I'm yawning now. Maybe that's the point. You're finding true peace. It's like you may have found peace before, but did you really find peace? There's a contentment and gratitude for where you are, like in the very, very moment, because you let go of everything that isn't right in that very moment. You let go of the idea of what life has to be, and you create your own understanding of what is true about how you can live. Yeah, about how you can live. And about what is possible. About how much you can dream. This really does feel like, how much can I really dream up? How much can I really go after? What can I really create? What can I really experience? Who actually am I? What am I actually able to accomplish or do or play with? What is the way that feels authentic to live for me? What feels most blissful to me? What is my ultimate destination? What brings me joy? Or what emotion do I want to prioritize? What is my favorite emotion? Or favorite energy? And wow, I get to live in that. I get to choose that. By allowing all that isn't that to simply drop away. To really relieve the weight that used to be on your shoulders. And live through more contentment. Or maybe not live through more contentment, simply live through contentment. I'm going to do a little bit of sound healing here. But if you don't want to hear that and you're going to leave me here, that will be, I think, the end of your reading. So, ta-ta! Enjoy your peaceful life. whoa. I feel like that did something really weird at the end that I haven't done before. Exactly! Exactly. It's through something you love, but it's so new. You're getting to experience more of the world, more of the universe, more of existence, more of what you love. And it's exciting. It's joy. It really feels like joy. But peace and harmony too. Okay, I love you, Pile 2. I really love you. And I'll see you in life if I see you in this life. Or I'll see you in another if I don't. Bye bye. I find myself asking right now, ooh, burp, after I burp. Actually before I burp, but then I express what I was thinking before the burp, after the burp. That so fits your energy. That before and after sequence. Yeah, it's like you knew what you were going after before the release, but then before getting it, before it being expressed, manifested, you did a burp, you released, and then after that release, you experience it grounded. What was I actually saying? Oh, I find myself asking. I don't remember what. Oh, if I like expressed that well. Ooh, look at them trying to sneak in. Oh, the sun is... I wanted to say rising then. The sun is rising. Isn't it so weird that we say that? Rise and fall. Direction. Direction is a weird thing. We had that a couple times in your reading. Right? I'm seeing a baby lemur. Or a baby, I don't know, weird kind of monkey. It kind of looks like a chick. But like a, I don't know, a malnourished or deformed chick. I'm gonna say it's a baby lemur. Baby monkey. I'm gonna get up to put this away. Ooh, I feel like I need to stretch after your pile. Maybe I'll open the window too, actually. Cool. Window opened. I can't see. Welcome in, pile 3. I feel a sense of like roboticness with you. I'm looking at something that feels like I want to... I'm not sure how to explain that. I'm viewing a cloud right now outside of my window. It's huge. It's like a puffball. It's kind of not nostalgic. It's kind of giving deja vu from, I don't know, either really early in life or a past life, and it's making me think that I'm a mechanic or an inventor or a scientist. But I'm creating something. I'm creating something for sure. And it's very... it's put together. There's some... like that thing with roboticness too. There's something deliberate here. deliberate. Okay. I also couldn't see the... I wanted to say mirror. I couldn't see the mirror. Okay. Cards for pile 3. What is the mirror? Vulture. And mouse. And scorpion. Interesting. That mouse is giving off that like intellectual energy. Then the vulture. I feel like you're taking apart. Yeah, there's robotics energy. I think this might continue to be... Oh, look, lemur at the bottom of the deck, and I was saying before your pile that I was seeing a baby lemur in the clouds. There's something about, like, what you're understanding. You're understanding how something is working, and that is allowing you to... to go deeper, to get more to the root of something, and that creates such an expansion. I'm not sure I can put into words that would do justice to how expansive I see this being. Suddenly there's tons of seagulls, but they're so far away, but I can still see so many of them. It feels so zoomed out. It's like you're zooming in to zoom out. But I want to say the way you're zooming in is through taking something apart. So to put that for these cards here, vulture is like taking something apart, eating the dead. Mouse is like the intellectual understanding, and then the scorpion is like the going so far deep into something like Scorpio. The depth. The darkness. Also like the whys. This is so much about the like whys of life, as in WHY. This comes second. Earth's oceans, also very deep. So you're delving into the truth of your emotions, where your emotions all come from. But you're viewing it very logically. You're understanding your own landscape. And empathy. But I kept saying that you're not recognizing the mirror. So you can't see the mirror. I think a lot of you, this may be a short reading, not for the entire thing, I'm feeling like doing more after, but the first primary message is, hey, these aren't your emotions. This isn't, like you're not the root of this. Take it as it resonates, but that's going to be all the confirmation some of you needed. So bye-bye, I love you if you're leaving. Yes. We've got back of the deck human. This is inventiveness, this like deep desire to understand. Understand why. Okay, so let's get cards for what it is you're actually experiencing. What are these emotions? But for the most part, recognizing that these aren't your experiences. This isn't your story that's going to be told, I think. I don't know if that's in view, but I don't really care. There's a sense of that for you. It's like you don't really mind what you find, but you want to know what you're finding. It's like, I don't actually care if it's mine or not, but I want to know if it is or not. You just want the truth. You want the center. You want where this has come from. Okay, so whose emotion? No, what emotion? Let's do what, and then we might get clarification on who. So what is the experience? What is the emotion that you're feeling that is likely not your own? See, it only wanted to come out when I like clarified when that is likely not your own. You really may be questioning, okay, but is it mine? No, it's not. If you're at this reading and if you're resonating, or if you continue to resonate, then it's not your emotion. Alchemy and passion. Interesting. if you watched Pile 2 and you were like, okay, all of this seems to like sound quite like someone else, that was not yours. It was indeed someone else's. Okay, I really over-explained that. Or like that took a while to get out. So you might find this like it took a while for you to realize, oh fuck, this isn't mine. Like, oh, the readings I've been getting are not talking about me. They're talking about someone I'm connected to. Okay, so yeah, if you weren't from Pile 2, maybe now some of you are curious to go to Pile 2, like, oh, I can get a reading on someone else. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So, alchemy. The frequency of alchemy, I don't need to express those. I think that you already know. But alchemy, passion, essentially emotions of transformation, emotions that are surrounding shifting from one state of being to another. They're not yours. Oh, I want to swear more again. Maybe I've just been feeling that more lately. No, this isn't mine. Maybe you've been feeling that. If you feel like you want to swear more, that might be not yours also. You might be picking up on someone else's energy. I do feel like you're quite observant in this energy. I also want universal love. You have such a connectivity to everything. I also want to say with this, you're very clear. You really are dissecting someone else's. Circle is like my purity card. It's a sense of being... It's my universe card, kind of my everythingness. It combines source and circle. There's a longer explanation for it, but essentially I feel like you're very much in alignment and you're kind of observing others reaching their own alignments and questioning whether it's you that has something out of place or if you're really just observing and connected to those who are out of place and finding their way. And yes, oops, we've got Earth too. Oh, that's a sign for someone. Earth. 24. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all of the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of nature. So the message I got from that was actually, it might confuse you more when you overthink it or when you try and like understand it. Like there's something about like the logistics. You're trying to understand the logistics, but the truth is in the pudding. The truth is very matter of fact, and you'll only find the answer when you're actually trying to seek it from a different perspective, which is that of the truth that you immediately know, you immediately see. It's the truth that feels empowering to you, the one that feels like, oh yeah, I am me. I'm me. Oh yeah, I am in my power. Oh yeah, when I have stuff to transmute, when I have stuff to process, I do that. I do that shit. I love swearing, because, or like in certain energies, again, this is like, you're so picking up on something that is not yours, and it's not yours, full stop. There's a power you'll get when you really, I'm hearing the word claim, when you claim your own state of being, when you really, what is that? Accept who you are. I want to say for some of you, or for most of you, is it like cats could be significant too? I kind of heard meow, or meow in another way. It could be significant. When you, maybe your sexiness. When you accept, it's that magnetism. It's a dark feminine energy, which again just makes me think of your empathy. When you accept that you are empathic and that you really do pick up on things that aren't yours, that will feel so freeing to you. And more than that, it's like it allows you to be in a leadership role that you know that you are. You can't lead if you're not choosing that you are a leader. You may be doing a lot of the same things, you may still be leading, but if you're not claiming that you are leading, it doesn't provide as much of a solidity for others to lean on, because you yourself feel less solid in yourself. You feel less solid in your leadership. So this is really calling you to recognize that your experience isn't all lining up. It's not all making sense from the old way you had of looking at it, where your experience was all your own. Yeah. I'm going to reiterate this Earth card. I felt like, or I guess explain more, where I got some of that message from. Which again, it's like with you, I do feel like I want to express where I'm getting stuff from, which is just the whole message. Like, where is this coming from? And I think for you, you might be someone who has alchemized so much that when you feel an emotion of your own, you immediately know where it's from. You immediately see, you feel. But when it's not your own, you might like really try and dissect it, or it might take ages and it might not really click. There's a sense for you that you're good at feeling your emotions. So when you're struggling to feel your emotions, it might likely be because it's not yours. And so finding the root, you're not going to find the root when you're looking at your own life or your own childhood. You're going to find it when you look at someone else's childhood. Okay, so where I was getting that from originally was the thing of, I said this could be a really good significator. What's that word? This could really be a message for someone, something like that. And that came from like the Earth card, but then I was like trying to read it, but it wasn't about the words. It wasn't about like the message it had. It was like about a more abstract view of it, like just seeing it. Okay. Enough said of that. I want to see how you're coming through with an animal card. Shall we do like how you're feeling you are, or what you fall into? What you fall into thinking you are, and then what you really are. Yes. What you fall into thinking that you are. This one. Coyote, revealer of truth, a trickster, someone who isn't in integrity, someone you think that you dissociate, or you think that you not dissociate, but I feel like you think that you're more inauthentic than you are, or that you don't take things seriously. You think that you're not like a workaholic or something. Oh, also this is making me think of Coyote is like the forever student, is how it's feeling. And I was saying that thing about leadership. Okay, and we might get more from that, because there was a main message that I feel like I didn't really word. That's it. It's like who you fall into thinking you are is the like forever seeker. It's more like, oh, I didn't get it right. It's the waveringness. It's the something of the essence of approach or approaching. Okay, and what is the truth of you? What is the truth of pile threes? Whoa, that shot out. Oh, the way it came out. I'm not sure. We might get cards on this. Back of the deck, by the way, is partnership, which feels like that empathy. Like, we're not talking about you on your own. We're talking about you in general. But I also want to say it's like you would... The undercurrent, the back of the deck, it's like who you are. You fall into thinking that you are your partner and the truth is that you're in partnership. You're in collaboration. Okay, so who is the truth of you? Bison, abundance. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom, keep me warm through the storms of life, fill my life with goodness, teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. Coyote also does make me think of a bit of like survival, or like, yeah, I'm gonna say survival. Like that was the word approaching. It's like they're trying to reach something. They're always trying to like find their way around something, like puzzles and understanding, learning, finding the keys. I love Coyote energy. But okay, I'm not getting to say the rest of that. Okay, so the truth of you, I'm gonna read that. The truth of you, I think the truth is that you're I'm not getting to express that either. Okay. Let's just read it. Bison. Did you see how that flipped out too? That had to do with how the card shot out also. I feel like you're really, really connected to either your higher self, a certain spirit guide. I want to say this is particular. It's not just like a collective of guides. It's like a particular guide or a particular... I think there's some of you, this is something I would never think of. It's very cool. I love it. Has a very invigorating energy, or like electric, or no, some of you it's really pastel. It really varies, but I don't know, you're connected to a certain, you're connected to source, but it's like your way to source. I'm gonna say it like this: your way to source. You pass through a very particular, I want to say guide, but shift that word if it doesn't fit for you, obviously. I feel like I don't have to say that with your pile. I don't, that connection you have to that particular essence, that's, I want to say, and not like fully the truth, but between the part that is between you and source, you and everythingness. There's a meeting. I'm just like conversing with some of you in one respect. Okay. Let's keep reading. So bison, buffalo. Indomitable spirit, endurance, survival, strength, abundance, virility, prosperity, prayer. The North American bison, also called buffalo, was the ruler of the American plains. Bison represented the abundant life, the will to survive, and the ability to adapt. Native Americans relied on them for the blessings of ample food, shelter, and warmth. Okay, I want to say this before I go more. I'm getting to go to finish it. Okay, there could be something strong with that for you. Like keep going, really get to somewhere where you can really stand your ground in it. Yeah, Native Americans relied on them for the blessings of ample food, shelter, and warmth. They considered all bison sacred. If bison comes to you, it signifies that you are walking in harmony with Mother Earth. Call upon buffalo for guidance, and you will feel a great force rising within you. You can align with a surge from nature that will empower you. The white buffalo was most sacred of all. She brought the peace pipe and visible prayer to the people. I love that. You bring visible prayer to the people. If you are a bison person, you will feel called to connect to the Great Spirit in prayer. From this deeper place, all blessings and gifts will flow. Bison invites you to discover your own sacred way, create your own ceremonies, and write your own prayers. The great mystery is right beside you. Just open the door and walk through. White buffalo is waiting. Contrary is, have you forgotten to be thankful for all your blessings? Remember, this is like the truth of who you are, and it's not in the contrary. So I feel like it's saying like you are someone who is very thankful for your blessings, and because this is coming up in like, this is the truth of you. It's like hey, remember this. This could be something that you sometimes feel like you're not fully, or you don't really fully recognize that you are someone who is thankful for your blessings. You are very connected to your planet. You pray and connect with the Great Spirit. Okay, I'll say that in your own way, right? You have such a connection to your own divinity, or to divinity, but I meant that also in another way of like your own, your form. You're grateful and you return to prayer. There's a sense of you always come back to truth. You always return to a sacred life, a sacred expression, a sacred flow. Okay, so what I was getting from that was when it was saying like that survival thing, and it's like, it's okay. You live out a life that is connected to that of both survival and thrival, like the lack and the abundance. So it's kind of like you are the abundance within the lack, because they were saying that bison were sought after, or they were the representation. They brought peace, they brought the abundance to the people, they brought the representation of spirit to the people. So I feel like you often mistake who you are for your surroundings, because I think you could have this thing about needing to understand why you are where you are, and you may look at where you are and think, okay, I must align to this somehow. Why am I experiencing this reality? The truth is because you've chosen to be the stability within the instability. You've chosen to be the abundance within the lack. You're not here because you are lacking. You're here to provide. You can't be a provider, which you want to be in this lifetime, if you're surrounded by those who have nothing else they want, nothing else to receive. You're surrounded by, or you at least are in contact with, energies that don't feel full themselves, in order for you to show them to their fullness. In essence, you are a teacher in this life, you are a leader in this life, and in order for that to exist, in order for you to be able to experience that, you have tethered yourself in some way to a sense of lack. Not because you are that, not because you feel that, but because you wish to be a guiding light for that. So your message is to remember who you are. And I want to say to continue to remember who you are. And that's the difference, I think, from those of you who are here now and those who left earlier, when I said, like, you may want to leave now. Like, maybe all you needed to hear, all you wanted to hear was that you're picking up on someone's emotion. Like, I heard the word gravitas. I don't fully know what that means. I want to bring a sense of greatness, or a sense of, like, a higher octave is what I'm feeling. It's like you're choosing now to fully ground into your presence as a higher octave, in order for you to be that higher octave within a lower octave. I feel like that wasn't quite the message. It's like, yes, it was, but okay, those words were all imbued with a lot of energy that wasn't really what the words were saying. And that's the sense of who you are too. It's like you are imbued with so much that isn't really what you're fully experiencing. It's not maybe what you're being shown back to you. And I think that you continue to question whether you're just avoiding the truth. But I think the truth that you're actually avoiding is that if you were being shown the truth, you'd be looking at it. I feel like I didn't word that right either. But there's no right way. I think maybe you're trying to really pinpoint something that is really clear. I'm staring at the clouds outside, and the main one I'm staring at right now is in the shape of a tortoise. Not a turtle, a tortoise. Okay. I think that's bringing in, like, that elder archetype and the stability it comes with. There's a slowness that they walk through life with, but it's not actually slow. And I'm being so drawn to them carrying, like, the the energy, the imprint of dinosaurs, and just that which has continued for so long, walked hand in hand with everything outside of them changing and shifting and them remaining the same. I don't know if this is actually true about tortoises, by the way. Do your own research. I'm also seeing a massive snake, but it's really prominent that it's like I don't actually see the full body. There might not actually be a body. I'm seeing the head, and it's got its mouth open, like really wide. The whole head is massive. Boy, it's so open. And I'm actually seeing it like a whale's mouth now too, but I want to say it's like the mouth of a whale, what you might experience that as, but in a snake. So that's making me think that I'm not gonna be able to express all of that energy. I don't understand it. You might get a very particular message from that, but what I'm seeing is that bringing soul knowledge, bringing wisdom, akasha, to like something of like on to the ground, bringing the wisdom of the water to the trees, to the soil, walking on the earth and having yourself act as a channel. Some of you may have resonated with the word being a channel, but you may not have embodied that, or may not have fully embodied that, or understood more of what that meant. I think you're awakening to a sense of otherworldliness, and that is something of a key that I feel like you may have been missing, may have been feeling out of sorts with, because the answer was always there, but because of how other people may perceive you as being above, or some sort of like egotism, which you very much don't come from. You may have held yourself back from really feeling your own authority, feeling your own sense of alignment. You are in alignment, but you may continually question that alignment because you feel that you must be able to explain with the old logic, with other people's logic, or maybe with a certain logic that you explain many other things with, why it is so that you are in alignment. You can only find the logic when you first trust the truth, when you first choose to hold the truth in your hand. That is when you get to really see it. And I think you always knew this. You always immediately got the answer, the logic. But it was one that was based in ether more, based in the soul, based in akashic existence. It wasn't something as... It wasn't coming from the same plane. It was, yes, it's a tether, but it's a tether that's reflecting itself into existence through a tether of the soul, not a tether of yourself to your wound, a tether of yourself to the personality or the existence you chose to experience in this lifetime, or in this expression of your own energy, this expression of your soul. You're where you are because you want to be where you are. Where you are. So continue to come back to how you are leading the way, how you are being a supporter. Because that's the truth. Okay, I love that. I really love your energy. It gives me a sense of home and camaraderie. or you open my mind to. Like, I get to channel cool things from and with you. And I love I love channeling all sorts of energies, but there's something particular about me wanting to express my personal gratitude for you. And maybe that's literally just your energy. I think that's your energy. I think you have a gratitude for everything. Because that's what this bison card said. Because there's a recognition of the fullness of life. I think you always feel like you have enough. And I think you maybe constantly question whether you actually feel that or not. Or you question a part of yourself that I think you maybe continue to go back to a more survival instinct of like, oh, I clearly don't have enough, or I clearly shouldn't be feeling good where I am. But in actuality, you do feel good where you are. It's maybe just that other people project onto you that you don't feel good where you are, or that you don't feel in alignment. But this is a remembrance that, hey, yes, remember your empathy. If you're feeling that is likely not your own, because I think you do feel a sense of peace and contentment wherever you are, no matter the circumstance. Because I think that you feel so right. You feel like you are always where you're meant to be. And when you feel the nudges of spirit calling you to jump, you jump. When you feel called to look left or look under, you look left or you look under. I think that you have such a connection to yourself and your own soul. I want to say I feel like you've done this kind of thing so many times that you almost are the degree of in connection with yourself and mastery that you like you complete something in an instant that then when either circumstances don't change, or when you're trying to, when you don't recognize that brilliance, that ability to transmute energy really, really swiftly, really, really, I want to say in speed, actually, quickly. When you don't trust that sense of mastery, you then get confused because you're looking for the answer which you already had come to. You continue to search because you think, or maybe you look outside yourself at people taking so long to get to their answers, and you got to yours immediately. You saw the question and you're like, boom, done. And because of what you've seen outside of yourself and that others taking so long to get to their answers, you question like, oh, you must have done it wrong, or you must have not found your answer. But you did find your answer. And I feel like I don't need to express to you that there's no right way. There's no, like, speed is not, like, good or bad. It's just truth. It's just, it is faster and it is slower. And it just seems like you get tripped up on the speed of your own transformation, the speed of your own ability to trust the unseen, to trust spirit, whatever you feel like this is talking about for you. You can trust your brilliance. And you know what I want to say for you? I think you can trust your brilliance because even if it turns out that you weren't as brilliant as you were trusting yourself to be, that would be okay, and you would then be able to grow from that. I think the real fear might just be more in other people gaslighting you into feeling like you really aren't as genius as you are. I don't know what words to use other than, what was that, brilliance and genius. Masterful. Because the thing is, I don't think you do have a strong ego of thinking that's better. I think that other people might just project onto you that you do think it's better. And then you might question yourself and be like, oh no, do I? And it's not even that that's bad. It's not that you would be in trouble if you found out that you were being egotistical. I feel like there's such a you so easily fall into the position of being the learner. You wouldn't mind if you found out that you were the learner, that you were wrong. You don't mind finding out that you're wrong, but I think that's coming from lacking. It's coming from a lack of power, and it takes more. It takes more effort for you to stand in your integrity of leadership. It takes more guts for you to state that you are you are feeling incompletion, you are feeling content, you are a teacher, you are the leader. Yeah, your reading is all about finding that the pillar that is you within the movement that's all around you, finding your stability within the disorientation of your environment or of those around you. I want to say that again. You find it easier to admit to being wrong than you do to admitting to being right. You find it easier to be the student than the teacher. Not because that's actually who you are or what you find in your element to be, but simply because I think you may have been taught in childhood to, or past lives, I don't know, whatever, whatever you resonate with, there's a sense of having needed to always adhere to others being higher, and that higher had been taken in a perhaps narcissistic way, perhaps a egotistic way. And so those very same people may project onto you that when you feel that you are on a high ground, you are right, they may project onto you that you're being egotistical because actually they were the ones being egotistical when they were displaying a similar sort of vibration, that rightness or that okayness, that have the answer. But the thing is, you don't mind not having the answer, but you just simply feel that you do have the answer. You're not viewing any as right and wrong, and it's not coming from an egotistical place of this is where you get your value from. No, you feel just as valuable when you don't have the answer, or when you thought you had the answer but you didn't. There's such an openness from you. But again, I want to say that openness may have been a bit of your detriment. Because actually, you are more solid. Some of you might find it helpful to think, it's lost, it's gone. It's okay for me to know what I'm on about, because I also know that it's okay for me to not know what I'm on about. This is just a sense of self-trust, trusting what you really feel, trusting that you really know that you stand in integrity. You really know that you're not looking down on others. Or you really know that it's that openness. I want to say again, it's like you are open. And so it's kind of more important for you that you are more closed off. Or it's not, it's more like you get to be solid because you know that in actuality you are so open. It's like choosing to be stubborn because you know that that's actually not your natural way of being. And I don't even want to say because it's okay to be stubborn even Either way, I can't fully express that part, but for those of you who know what I'm on about, you know what I'm on about, and if not, it can just float on by. Okay, I think we'll maybe get a few extra cards. I kind of feel like they're reminding cards, these ones. But I will stay open to whatever wants to come through. Yeah, there's so much that wants to speak to you. That's interesting. It's like I said, it's like so much wanted to come out, but it didn't. And then after I said that, it's like it waited and now it feels more stuck. Take that as a message if you see it, and let it slide by if you don't. Do we want to ask a question, perhaps? Because they don't want to come through as is, but I do want to get some cards from this deck still. I want to say also, I keep getting messages from the clouds for you. I do love good clouds. Oh, I'm seeing like a baby dragon. It's like a dragon fetus. That's awesome. He's got a big smile. Oh, I love him. Okay, let's get a guide to come through for you. Who is working? I don't like that phrasing. Who would like to communicate with you, or who is by your side? I'm not quite getting it. Do some of you have a question? Let's use some tarot, because I want to get tarot to get like what those dragon and animal cards are for. Where is my tarot deck? Ah, there. Maybe some of you are asking a question. If you want to ask a question here, feel free. And then I'm thinking I'll read what the question is with tarot, but maybe you'll get answers for it too. And then I'll ask that question that we find out in tarot to the dragon deck. Okay, so what's the question? Ooh, look at them flipping up. Ace of Wands wanting to slide himself out. We'll take the Hierophant, and the primary card is Nine of Cups. Well, that feels obvious. Or that feels like it's just what we were talking about. It feels like your dream is to be in a leadership role. Your dream is to have like a community that you lead. I don't know. I'm going to be repeating those words there. What are these that wanted to pop out? But it's literally like... Oh, I guess this was the question, wasn't it? Is the question... Oh, look, Dragon Realm has popped out for you. How can you lead? Is that the question? Also, oak. Oak is like the father of trees. It's the wise old oak. It's the one with so much wisdom, but also so much stability. It's giving me like, it's the center. It's the one that everyone goes around. It's like you want to build your own spiritual center based off your own ideals. Your own ideals. Okay, so Page of Cups, the Moon, Two of Wands, the Sun, the King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, maybe reverse. I don't think we're taking reverse, but I will maybe note it. Ace of Swords, And 8 of Swords. Okay, I like that it ends on 8 of Swords, just because that would... it's like everything else wouldn't pose so much of a question for me. But Ace of Swords feels like it's saying you feel like you can't somehow. Oh, but it's also like, I think you bring that thought to free others. Okay, so that might not have even been a negative in your sense. This feeling of abundance, it ripples through all of your cards. This feeling of having such an intellectual understanding of abundance too, and of fulfillment. I think you're really able to explain the way you view life, the way you experience life, what you experience in life, and how you experience that in life. Okay, so the question I'm gonna ask is, how do you ground into your own idealized point of leadership? Or institutional group or foundation? Snake. I like that Snake is making himself known again. For some of you, that is the answer. Make yourself known again. Maybe you have been in hiding and you haven't actually been pursuing. So Snake, live according to your divine essence. That is making me think of the thing I said earlier of you can't really be a leader if you're not deciding that you're a leader. The sense of choosing that you are done, choosing that you have completed, choosing that you do have a sense of fulfillment to offer, choosing that you're not on the same level. I think that could be it. Choosing that you're not on the same level as those that you are teaching. Because otherwise they wouldn't need teaching. Quote unquote need, right? Take that as you will. Okay. How to experience this sense of their ideal position. Yeah, choosing who you are. Tiger, accept your magnificence. Now I kind of wish I had said magnificent, not brilliant, that one time. I love that. I'm going to hold that up for you. I don't think there's anything that needs to be said with that. I'm not feeling like there can be. I think that's it, because there obviously could be, but... Well, maybe not obviously, but that's the point. I think some things you even feel like are obvious that aren't, and you recognizing that you take some things for granted, I think. It's like you're grateful for them, but you maybe don't see just how impactful they can be, or you don't fully recognize the power they are, because maybe you don't fully recognize the empowerment, the less than that others experience. So I almost said something else before though. Some of you might want to interpret something like a type of action I did, or something that I said, like the way in which I said it. I can't remember what it was now though. But with that sense of me saying, like, there's not much I can say on this. It's more, again, of that recognizing that you have already reached enough. You are already enough to be, some of you, like, your desired position has been something of a goal for you. You've been, like, trying to seek it, and this is about recognizing that you have already found it. You already are it. You have learned enough. Okay. Final guidance surrounding this for pile 3. Or message. I don't really want to say guidance. Final reflection. Water dragon. This is making me think of that empathy in particular. Water dragon helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ's light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. Yeah, it's your openness. Recognize your openness. And continue to recognize that obstacles aren't there as a reflection of you. They're a reflection of, yes, they are a reflection of you in a way, but it's a reflection of why you are here. They're a reflection of, like, I want to say, what is your response when you feel these quote-unquote blocks? Because I'll bet that they aren't the same kinds of responses that those that you're teaching or those that look up to you have. And that's the point. The point is you don't feel that they're a block. You invite quote-unquote blocks. You always know how to move through life. You always know what steps to take. You invite, I want to say it again, it's like you don't feel that anything is a block, truly. You always see the way forwards. You always know that there is a way forwards. And so that is the approach that you're teaching. That is the approach to show others that experiences that they're experiencing aren't needed to be approached in the way that is so often taught. You bring such understanding to others, but again, I want to say it's like you experience reflections of distortion not as your own distortion, but as the experience of others is their distortion, the empathy. Because that's what you desire to experience. You desire to experience a transformation of the old. You desire to help people along. You want to be that source of security for others, that source of guidance, that source of safety, of empowerment, that source of magnificence. At the back of the deck is Dare to be Different, and I need to pull that out for you. Also is it's time for service. When you give, you receive, which again feels very fitting for you. Dare to be different, it feels so right because it's literally saying you're not experiencing the blocks that everyone, it's like you're not experiencing the blocks in the same way that they are. So another way to explain this is like seeing you are in a group. Say there's 4 of you and you're walking down a road and a boulder is presented. The boulder is presented to 3 of them as reflections of their own insecurities in climbing the rest of the road, the mountain, in pursuing what is ahead. But the boulder is in front of you because you are on a soul level tied to these 3 individuals in your group. And the reason why you've chosen to tie yourself to those 3 individuals is so that you can be the one saying, hey, I think the reason this boulder is here because of this, this, and this. You're here to be the tour guide. Yeah. You're the tour guide. You're not the tourist. You're experiencing the same landscape, but with the lens of, I've done this 100 times. I always do this. I'm a tour guide. I lead people on this. I love that. I think that might become something that you might remember. Or for some of you, that is a very helpful analogy. I love it myself. A tour guide. I love that. Okay, pile 3. I think I end your reading there. Maybe one more card? What from? One more rune. I'm really scared to get this. Why am I scared? I'm scared. Okay. Ha! Love it. Adore it. It's the word rune. W-Y-R-D. It's a blank one. So some of you may already be into runes and know that. Some of you may want to look it up because I feel like I'm not going to get some of the cool meanings of it. But okay, what am I getting from this in this instance? It's the okay, for you this is one speaking of your trust in the divine, that you hold no attachment. You are clean, you're cleansed. This is talking about your purity. This is talking about you lacking the trauma that those you're surrounded by have. This is talking about your ability to go in any direction. Like any, literally any direction. And the reason why you're not going in any direction isn't because you can't or that you're stuck, but because you've chosen, you are continually choosing to be where you're at. To be the parent of the collective that you love, of the collective that you love. I love that. And that fear that was coming up around this, I think you fear your own... I think it's twofold. I think you both fear realizing that it was a mistake, that you have like stepped onto a pedestal that you weren't rightfully stepping onto, like you weren't actually clear. But there's that recognition that, again, I think that that's just your fear of what others will project and not actually a fear coming from, which is to say, it's coming from the instability of self still. You might struggle with solar plexus energy, as opposed to your fear of like realizing, oh, like actually I'm not where I thought I was, or I'm not who I thought I was, or I don't have the abilities I thought I had. And realizing, oh, I'm like realizing that. There's nothing wrong with realizing that. There's nothing wrong with realizing that. I have forgotten. Yeah, I think that it's the fear of being incapable. But also I think it's the fear that you are capable too. Because that puts you in the spotlight in some way. Or it puts you away from others in a sense. It puts you... I think that brings you ease and assure, like, invigoration? What's that word? Empowerment. Feeling with power. Feeling... I think that feels good to you. What was the fear? I think the fear was of getting the wrong one. It was of getting one that would like contradict everything that we'd been saying. Like, haha, like... like all of that was wrong, and actually you have so much more to learn. You're afraid of... It's like this is the only rune that wouldn't have caused fear. This is the only rune that fit. It's like if I had got anything else, it would be trying to like mold into something that isn't you, because you are so clear. You're so in alignment, and that alignment is a unity consciousness. It's of I am everything. And this also speaks to fate and destiny too. So there is that sense of, again, you're where you are where you are, not because of a rune that has like ingrained and that you need to process and return to clarity with, but because of a fated sense of I chose to be here because I want to be here to serve. I want to be here to be a light. I want to be an inspiration. I want to provide for others. I want to be the oak tree for others. I want to show people the way. I want to show people the way that I have found. I want to remind people of their own magnificence, of their own purity. I want to help people not feel so alone. I want to help people recognize where life can be. Insert your desired insert your form of experience. If you feel drawn to, I can see this pile resonating with pile 3 of a video I made a few videos ago of your purpose. Yeah. It's got loads of like, it's like got a jumble of stuff in the thumbnail. Like, it has like incense and random stuff. Yeah, there's something about that randomness. It's that you experience the randomness, but you're not it. But you also recognize that it's that unity consciousness. It's not feeling so separate, because you're so empathic. You feel everything everyone is experiencing, but you also feel outside of it enough to shine a light on the truth of what it is you're seeing, what it is you're experiencing. I got from the very beginning, I was saying like you're analyzing where your emotion is coming from. In other words, you have the ability to detach, to view from like a mirrored point of view. That's what you're able to do for others. To replicate the purity in everything. Okay. Pile 3. I'm gonna leave your reading there. I'll see you in another if I do, and see you maybe on your tour bus if I happen to hop on it someday. I love you, and I'll see you. Bye bye.